that, Tasha. Okay, if you want to get ahead in the business world, people always say you got to network, but if you're like me, you're terrible at it. But Kimberly Law is here this morning, and she's going to help us do that. She's a personal image advisor. Hi, nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Is there a key to this? Like, is this practice, or are you just naturally sometimes not one of those people who can do it?
Well, I think it does come more naturally to some people than others, but there are a few things you can do, a few tips just to know that you're doing it right.
Right. Okay. So let's say, how can this make a difference? First of all, if you're thinking about this and do I really have to do this? But it can help.
Well, some things that can help are arriving, with the right tools, the right attitude, and I always also recommend arriving with a full stomach as well, because although there is food,
that is key. You're talking about if you're going to say a company event or some kind of event where there's going to be other people of your industry there, right? That kind of thing? Or
even if you're meeting people as well for the first time in a networking situation. But what you want to do is, you don't want to be spending the whole night hovering over the buffet table. Although standing in the lineup can be, standing in the lineup can be a great way to strike up a conversation. But when you're trying to juggle your food and your drink and you're trying to shake hands and meet people and talk, it can be really awkward.
So standing in the lineup is great. Standing in the lineup piling a lot of food on your plate is not great.
No.
Okay, that's good to know. What does this do to your boss when they see you mingling and talking? Does that make a good impression?
I think it makes a great impression because it shows that you're interested in people, you're meeting new people, and you're also probably introducing your industry to people as well.
Right.
But the purpose of networking isn't about selling, it's about meeting people.
It is? What, people that you might be able to work into your business life later on, or just so that they know you?
Just so that they know you, because really it's about getting to know people. It's just like going to a party. When you go to a party, a regular party, you're meeting people for the first time, and different topics will come up, but in this particular situation, people are there, and a lot of the topics that come up are related to business, but not necessarily what you can sell that person. It's just about meeting people.
Okay, so rule number one then is eat before you get there.
Eat before you get there.
So you're not pigging out when you do get there.
So you're not starving. Yes.
Yeah, that's always good. And what about starting in a conversation with other people? Because I am terrible for that.
Well, you want to approach people that are either standing on their own or in groups of 3 or more. And the reason for that is because if you're approaching people in groups of 2, they're more likely to be engaged in private conversation.
Oh, that's an
and then you walk up to them and they're kind of looking at you like,
why are you here talking to us?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So 3 or more, or somebody by themselves. What's a good way to break the ice then with people?
Well, what I usually recommend is just start off by making eye contact with the person and smiling, and that's a great way to engage them. And then you would approach them and smile, shake hands, and introduce yourself with your first and last name. And the kinds of things that you might want to talk about are ask a lot of open-ended questions, but you want to stay away from anything overly controversial or personal, such as topics like religion, sex, politics, or money.
Stay out of all those topics, because that'll cause a problem.
Exactly.
Okay, so that sounds good. Then you can do current events, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Just don't give your opinion.
Exactly. Especially if your opinion is
a strong one.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, I get that as well. So I guess you really have to know too, like when you talk about the 2 people, is reading people's body language when you're talking to them. Like maybe this one isn't working and you should be moving on to somebody else.
Well, usually the rule of thumb is you don't want to be talking to the same person for longer than about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And some people say 5 minutes, but I say 10 minutes because it takes a little bit of time to sort of break the ice and chat with the person. But after 10 minutes, it should be time to move on to talk to the next person.
But don't you have to kind of walk around with a plate of a little something on there, and like otherwise it just looks like you're... Some people don't take to people aggressively coming to chat them up, right, while they're at a function.
I would suggest maybe having a drink of some kind in your hand because it's easy depending on which hand you're holding it in, but usually it's better to hold the glass in your left hand. That way your right hand is free to shake hands with people.
Okay.
And you're less likely to be interrupted with food in your mouth as well.
Again, with that, go to the drive-thru on your way over.
Exactly.
Okay, now handing out business cards as well, sometimes that seems like a little bit too much, but this is something people do. They exchange business cards, right?
They do, yes.
Okay.
When you're exchanging business cards, you want to wait until the person has actually asked for your business card. I know a lot of these functions, people just hand their business cards out to whoever, thinking everybody wants their business card. But the reality is you really should wait to be asked before presenting your business card. And when you do present your business card, you want to have it facing the person so they can actually read what's on the business card. Okay. And you want to hand it to them gracefully and wait for them to accept it and look at it
That is so important because you're right. People just seem to hand them out left and people just kind of, it's not going to get read, right? They just put them in their pocket and forget all about it.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you very much for the advice this morning, Kimberly. I hope people follow it and get better at that. It's 9:02. You're watching Breakfast Television on this Wednesday morning. Well, that's